An excerpt from the Journal of etc., etc., head librarian of the Abyssinian Athenaeum and chief scribe of the Blackstone Archives. The accommodations provided to me by the Argent dynasty were very comfortable. It's a bit small, but they were able to at least wedge a desk into the space between the bed and the wall, and I brought my slate just in case. All my inkwell survived the trip intact, and none of my pens or charcoal was damaged either, so I'm all set up and ready to write. But my, oh my, where do I even begin? This place is so loud and full of people, such a departure from the muffled halls of the Athenaeum. I know that the author teaches that people are the sieve through which happenings become history, but there's so many of them. They all have so much going on. It's been years since I've had to go out in the field. I'd feared that my own skills had become rusty. I transcribed a conversation on the train just to be sure, and while I definitely need my wrist brace for extended writing sessions, I'm proud to report that my words per minute have never wavered. I still can't believe that Mr. Blackstone asked me personally to attend this event. Usually one of our journeyman scribes would be more than up to the task of cataloging this, but apparently something more monumental is afoot. I'm so excited to see what happens. From the far reaches and from home of the archipelago, the metamorphosists, Mr. Emerson, Miss Hawthorne, and Mr. Thoreau. And you see now these three folks, and as soon as he says their names, Nathaniel's whole demeanor gets like a lot more dour, and he says, I guess you are inviting everybody, aren't you?
Ooh.
Out of character, can I get a refresher on the metamorphosis?
Yeah, what's them?
You don't really know a whole lot about them.
Ooh.
You've only heard like a couple things.
Did we hear about them in the...
We found one of their papers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What was it about again?
So, they were like a group that was about like pushing the boundaries of magic, I believe.
Oh, I
got a
sounds bad.
Yeah, I got like a flyer for them from this orc who had like weird yellow eyes.
Well, she had snake eyes that like closed sideways.
She had snake eyes that closed sideways. Not bad. She was really nice. She was my friend.
She had secondary eyelids. She was like a college kid.
Yeah, she was a college kid.
No, I don't trust like that either.
And Florian kind of smiles. Florian kind of smiles this pained smile, and she says, "We invite anybody who wishes to expand the knowledge, the bounds of knowledge for mankind, for mortal kind." And he kind of grumbles, and he looks over at the rest of you, and he says, "You all be safe this weekend, huh?"
Radiant looks immediately at the rest of the group, like, see what I'm talking about?
And he goes over and he sits across from Dauntless LaRue.
Yes. Where do we get to sit?
Actually, you've got seating. It is at the same table that Florian and her party will be sitting at.
One second.
Oh, special.
Before we sit down, do the metamorphosists look like... Defiant had, like... She had, like, weird snake eyes. Do the rest of the metamorphosists have any obvious, like, differences?
I would, let me quickly describe the metamorphosists by reading my description of them. So that's the three people, an elven man, a human woman, and a human man. Mr. Emerson is an elf of middle age with a receding hairline and a friendly, grandfatherly demeanor. Half-moon spectacles sitting low on a hooked nose and piercing gray eyes. Mr. Thoreau, a human, is young and vibrant despite a weak and sickly childhood, with flaming red hair and a beard and glittering blue eyes. He is Chris Hemsworth.
Oh shit! There he is.
Delicious.
Specifically
The best
Thor
Chris.
Ragnarok.
Of
Chris
course, the
Hemsworth.
best one.
The best of the Chris's.
The best Chris, the most handsome Chris.
Yes.
Chris,
And
if you're out there, I'm
he's
available to you and you only. Other men,
Mr.
no thank you. But Chris Hemsworth,
So when he is announced, he like waves to everybody and lets out this booming laugh. And he looks so fucking stoked to be here.
Hell yeah! I love him already.
And then behind him is Miss Hawthorne, another human, is rosy-cheeked and plump, friendly and vivacious, with brown hair elegantly styled in a beautiful dress. And when she comes out, there are like, woof, 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 there, whispers, whispers, whispers. And people are like they're confused to see her here under that name.
So none of them have weird snake eyes.
No, not that you can
Would
see.
you do me a favor and write their names down underneath the metamorphosis in the guest list so that I remember? Because otherwise I will forget.
Most certainly.
Thank you. 'Cause I'm an idiot.
Mr. Emerson, Mr. Thoreau, and Miss Hawthorne. And they are... Mr. Emerson is much more composed than reserved than Thoreau is, but Thoreau just looks fucking like so happy.
Hell yeah! My kind of man.
Yeah, and they go and they have like a quiet conversation with Florian as you go to get your seats. Your table's right here. You go.
I just realized, are we sitting at the same table as like Kevin and Anthony and everyone?
Yes.
Yuck, yes.
Can Ford end up next to Kevin?
So here's actually how it's gonna go. That table, you look and you see the placemats, and there are staggered placings, where it looks like it goes Florian's entourage, empty seat. Florian's entourage, empty seat. Florian's entourage, empty seat. Like you're not like it's set up so that you can't all sit in a clump.
Also, we like have to sit like.
You
I
have
want
to
to sit
sit
next to Jameson, next to Nega Jameson, please.
Okay. The only exception to this is that Brand and Florian are seated next to each other.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to sit next to Wayland, please, if possible.
Absolutely.
I do need Kevin to be like forward on one side, Adeline on the other. Thank you.
Okay. And also there is food, so you can get food if you want to get food.
Also,
Yes, I do.
Do that first.
Tell me what the food is.
Sausages and sauerkraut. It's German, right?
It's like suckling pig, because that's the only thing I can think of with fancy people food. Like a full pig.
Yeah.
I vote for sausages and sauerkraut.
I mean, that could be both.
No, like all of it. Like there's stuff there for everyone. Like everyone say a food that you would like to be there, and it's there.
Oh.
Okay, fine. Soft serve ice cream.
Oh.
From McDonald's.
Going hard.
Okay.
How about that,
Well,
idiot? Just kidding.
thank you. Yeah. There's. I mean, if it's there, it's because somebody is actively churning it. So if you want to, if you want to, okay.
I want something like
I have maybe a request about the way you set the table, Zach. Could you swap the giant with Skrillex so Ford is sitting next to Skrillex and Kevin, and Brady is sitting next to Evil Jameson and the giant?
All right, yeah, that works out.
I think that's really good. I also think that's Ford's maybe a little bit late to the table.
Yeah.
And that's how Ford ends up with that seat.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
I think there's like an awkward pause. Maybe if when Florian isn't paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And Ford kind of like coughs awkwardly and goes, Kevin, you look good. Tony, fuck you.
Anthony Argent just rolls his eyes and like doesn't even engage with you. But like Kevin like starts in his seat when you sit down next to him and acknowledge him, and he says, Amadeus, what are you doing here?
You know,
like whispering to you.
I'm a Titan.
What?
It's a good gig.
That's not a gig. That's like a crazy thing.
Well,
that's
it pays well.
And he slumps in his chair and is kind of. I mean, you can in the chat. Do Raiden and Zara need booster seats?
Or do they have like special chairs? Or
they're like pillows.
Special baby chairs.
They have
Literally
chairs for
high chairs.
people of all sizes. I mean, listen. Brent and Wayland are both in special heavy person chairs, so it's like they're accommodating. They're not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel very special in my high chair.
Who is on the other side of Adeline? I don't recognize this little circle man.
It's Nega Jameson.
Which
Oh,
I mean,
Nega
move
Jameson,
you can
It's
move
Nega
your
Jameson.
your characters to sit at the table, and I'll be.
Oh shit, we can move them?
Oh yeah.
You should be able to.
I can't.
All right, 1 second. Cut this out.
Yes. Also, it's like discrimination that I cannot sit next to Daria, but that's fine.
It is.
Those other two get to sit next to each other.
Yeah, they're the host and her like most important best friend.
Best friend.
No, that's a lesbian, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
it's gay lesbian solidarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Brand is like it's like blood siblings.
Yes.
Not blood siblings, but like a bond
that
of blood.
table moving around.
Yeah, I'm fucking doing my best here.
Yeah, I was just teasing. You don't actually. Oh, look, I can move things now. I can move Jeff.
Yeah.
Ooh. I can move them. Yes. Here I am.
No, that's the wrong one.
Yes. More people keep coming down. This happens before they come to your table. I just want to get these introductions. I mean, they don't have to be introductions. Roland de Montauban and Francesca Renard come up. Francesca is like the cinnamon brown laganel, who's a very chubby bunny, with like rosy, like powdered rosy cheeks. Like she put some like makeup on it.
That's really cute.
And she's wearing like red and white cardinal robes with a big Valentine heart on them. And she gives like this kind of cheeky wave when she's announced, and she like kind of skips down the stairs and grabs a bottle of wine.
Oh boy, wine mom, perfect. I'm imagining that one gif of the person like that girl waving.
Yeah.
You know, when like she like walks in like a door and waves.
Yeah. Roland de Montauban is a white northern hare. Which means he's much bigger. Like most laganals are like 2.5, 3 feet tall. He is 4 feet tall.
Ooh.
And he's also wearing armor. He has like an empty scabbard at his side. Well, no, he has a sword, but he looks like he's missing something. And he looks kind of big and stern and tough. And they go and she like is very happy, and she's chatting everybody up and being like, "Hello! It's so nice to see everybody again. It's so rare that we get to leave the castle. I mean, we get to leave the castle, but to leave the country to see the sights of the world. Oh." And he's like, "Yes, it's great."
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was looking at the table. We can cut this out, but because there's two people in their party sitting next to each other, two people in our party have to sit next to each other. Like,
that's true.
So can we just move this giant along and Radiant and the evil boy so I can sit next to Daria?
Oh yeah, that's the only exception.
Well, look, and now it's like it's an equal amount of people between the two pairs.
Yeah. You're totally right.
Yes,
I had come up with a seating arrangement where it was going to be 5 and 5.
All right.
But and then after they come down, there is Hippolyta Speedwagon.
Hell yeah.
Hippolyta Speedwagon is a representative of the Statuary, a coalition of industry leaders and business people that manage the non-holy city parts of Castellon. She owns and operates an overland shipping company, Speedwagon Overland, which is like a UPS. She has...
She's devoted to the Joestar.
She is devoted to the Joestar family. She has long, bluish green turquoise hair that is pulled back in a long ponytail. She's wearing a black frock coat with silver chains going across the front, and white gloves.
Is she an elf? Or
Yes, she's an elf.
Okay. It's hard to make out sometimes with the sprites.
Yeah, I got these little sprites from this website. I made them all.
I have a question about... There's like a frog-looking dude sitting on the table to the left.
Oh, that's Santana Fantastic.
Okay, that's a beetle. I was like, "Ooh, what's that?"
That's a beetle. I know it doesn't work super well.
Okay.
Not all of these sprites are winners.
I thought it was just like a frog person.
Yeah,
I got excited.
If only. And then the last people to come down are Mr. Palm and Miss Fist, the representatives of Marble, and they are a. That's in my Galeria notes. Mr. Palm is a short, squat orc with a walking stick, and he looks sweaty. He's got like a handkerchief, and he's just dabbing his forehead. And Miss Fist is a tall and slender elf who looks aloof and cold, and they're both wearing like business suits. And like she's got a long overcoat, and he's like got suspenders, and they both have these wide brimmed hats.
Let the dating simulation begin.
Hell yeah. I'm going for Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth's speed
So
run.
here's actually a thing, because now I can tell you that I made some custom moves for the festival. For the
Yay!
And here are they. Let me open them up in your journals. So now, because there's a lot of people and you can get all sorts of stuff from them, I would direct you to our first custom move, rubbing elbows. Does anyone want to read these, or do you want me to read them?
Rubbing elbows. When you approach a gala guest to gather information, roll plus charisma, or plus cha at least. At a 10 plus, ask 2. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. What here interests you? Who do you find suspicious? Where should I be looking? Why are you here? On a failure, you have left yourself open. Either commit a faux pas or answer the guest's next question truthfully.
Ooh, I love that.
Do we get to choose?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
According to the
Awesome.
reading. Faith, favor, and fortune. When you pledge goodwill to another guest, take +2 on any social roll with them and mark down that you owe them. Be careful, however. Favors carry a specific cultural weight in Beren. And finally, how the game is played. On a 10 plus, when rubbing elbows, you may forego any questions and instead take a favor from them. This favor can be expended in lieu of goodwill for the purposes of favor and fortune, or you could keep it to draw upon at a later date.
So it's time to be political.
Hell yeah.
Ah, crap.
Great.
I'm
We're
radiant. I
boned.
can't fuck. I'm ready.
So you can try to rub elbows with any of the people here. If you want to just make conversation instead of gathering information, you can just talk and like say hey and meet people. And yeah, I think we can go around the table and each player can choose what they want to do first.
So this is a little more open-ended then?
Yes.
Okay.
Here is the table. Yes.
Sorry, I have a quick question. Do we get +2 on any social roll with them in faith, favor, and fortune? Like all social rolls going forward or just one?
The next one. I will write that. I will write that in.
Should we say out loud what the seating order is just so people know what's up?
Yes, we should.
Also, another thing is, Radiant can't indulge in anything, so he's just eating just some bread and water.
Oh, that's right. No.
The seating order is clockwise, starting from the top. Florentine von Argent, Brand the Enduring.
It's Florian.
Florian von Argent, Brandt the Enduring. Zara Fontaine, Wayland Smithers, just kidding, Wayland Ivaldi. Radiant Ire, Solomon Steps in Silence, Daria Debonair, Adeline Fleetwood, Kevin Ramone, Ford Maphorn, Anthony Argent, and Bartimaeus Nemo.
Yes, and then there are many other people at other tables. You can rub elbows with the people at your table or with anybody else. You just gotta say what you want to do and when. And I think we're gonna go across the bottom in order. Zara, Adeline, Ford, Radiant, maybe 2 turns for each person, and then the first announcement will happen.
Okay.
I have already talked to Wayland, and we've sort of made plans for later, so I'm going to not use that one. I would like to go rub elbows with the 2 Loganels and pay my respects.
Okie dokie. So that is. You can move yourself, sorry. So there's Roland de Montauban and Francesca Renard. Francesca has a glass of wine, a big glass of wine that she is kind of sipping at, daintily. They are seated at a table with Carolina Sees the Truth and Hippolyta Speedwagon, who are kind of chatting. I think Hippolyta is more interested in chatting than Carolina is. Carolina is just looking around at everybody kind of suspiciously.
Wasn't Carolina, don't we know her somehow?
Carolina is here to find the bell thief.
Right, I remember. That's how we know her. She was in an intro.
She is like Sherlock Holmes. She is the Sherlock Holmes of the archipelago.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, well then I should be near her.
Yeah, she has these these golden eyes, kind of tiger eyes.
I walk up to the fine people from Valentina, and I'm going to say, "Hi, excuse me."
Oh, hello, darling. It's so nice to see another Laganel here.
Oh, the feeling's mutual, and may the blessings of the king rest upon all your days.
And yours as well. Come, sit down. Come on. And she wiggles her hand at Roland, who sighs and gets up and pulls out a chair for you.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down next to... Okay, well, I guess I know one talkative person. It's Francesca. And I say, well, I think you came down after me, but I'm Sarah Fontaine. You probably haven't heard of me.
She kind of taps her nose. Gorzon. The Fontaine farm.
Yes, you know about our family farm?
I'll admit I know more about the farm than I do about you specifically. Godfrey and Alice have a lot of children.
That's very true.
But I tell you what, it's the job of the king and his priests to know about all of the people of Valentina.
Yeah, that tracks. Well, I guess it's good to know that our family's legacy is known to the monarchy. We hope we're doing a good job.
Oh, of course. I'm also sure you're doing a good job. Are you here on an agricultural endeavor?
Well, no, not exactly. I'm not really representing Valentina today. I'm with the, I just sort of point over at the, our table.
Ooh, the Titans. You know, I've heard more about that than I have about the Fontaine farm, I'll tell you that.
I'm not exactly surprised.
Mm-hmm. So are you rubbing elbows or are you just chatting?
Oh, I'm rubbing elbows, for sure.
All right. So give me a roll and we'll see what you get.
11, baby.
Oh,
that's a good
That.
roll.
That's a 6 and a 5.
I'll take 2 questions, please. Or I could take a favor.
You could take a favor from the community of the kingdom of Valentina.
I mean, that could also just be a favor for like later in the arc too, like personal. That's
also.
I want to point that out to everybody. I'm thinking about that.
Yes. Just want to track those on your sheets.
Should I get 2 questions or should I get a favor? I'll take 2 questions. Okay. And those questions are going to. So, what brings the entourage from Valentina to the gala? Why are you here?
Oh, and she kind of laughs and she says, "Well, honestly, Roland here is supposed to. Well, you're from the kingdom, so I think it's okay that I let you know. Roland's here to make sure that this isn't going to pose a threat to national security, whatever they're working on here. And I'm here to make sure that he doesn't pose a threat to anyone else."
You really think there's something here that could threaten Valentina?
Well, you know, I wouldn't think so, but strange things have been happening this year. You heard about... That was the Titans, wasn't it? Those strange moving statues in Galeria.
Yes. That was us.
Very odd things are happening. I believe the king thinks it's best to keep an open mind as to what might come out of things like this.
Well, that's very wise. Better safe than sorry. So, who do you think is worth keeping an eye on? Who do you find suspicious?
Mm-hmm. She thinks, and then she leans in and she says, "You know, I've heard all sorts of uncouth things about those metamorphosist folks. They're doing... Magic is something to be in the hands of divinity more than the hands of mortals."
Sweating.
Adeline voice from the distance. Yeah. No, she doesn't.
I mean, she's right, says Radiant from the distance also.
Adeline and Radiant. Yeah, whoa. We have great hearing.
So I think they are probably worth keeping an eye on, just in case they do anything perverse.
Well, I'm not sure that they'll do anything like that, but it's good to know.
Thank you for listening to Roll Dice and Crime. This is Zach, your friendly neighborhood GM, thanking you once again for listening to Roll Dice and Crime. This is episode 32 of On the Shoulders of Giants, and I'm so glad you're here with us. I just wanted to let you know that the Life of Melody Kickstarter has 1 week left, 7 whole days, and if you want to get in on it, this is the time to do so. They just hit the first stretch goal, adding 6 pages of new mini comics to the back of the book, or somewhere in the book, I imagine. And there are 2 other stretch goals left. I believe they will be revealed as they are hit. So please sate my endless curiosity. As well, please remember to check out Mari's webcomic Perrytale at perrytale.com, as well as Emily's webcomic The Blue Valkyrie at bluevalkyriecomic.tumblr.com. Today, I am going to clean out our remaining iTunes reviews. After this, there will be no more until you, dear listener, write some more. So please, if you enjoy my voice saying words, review them on iTunes. We're also, looking into other things, but right now iTunes is what we're doing. Today I am reading 3 reviews because they're all fairly short. First, from Willow Tilda on June 1st. Great story. Love how the actors interact. Next, from Jokes McGee on June 23rd. Love to gay. This is... ... Very good content. Thank you. And then finally, from Every Zig 314 on September 2nd. Good RPG podcast. Good twist on Dungeon World with very likable players and characters. Thank you very much, Every Zig 314, Jokes McGee, Willow Tilde, as well as Smoke Detective, user number 47698, PK Lucky Green, and King True. Everybody who has so far reviewed the show. Thank you for your support, then and into the future. Please continue to tweet out the show and blog about the show using the hashtag Ardacast, RDACAST. They are very nice to read, very nice to hear, and the best way for you to tell everybody you know about our show so that they will also listen to our show and you can talk to them about it. Because the best way for a show to grow is for people to say nice things about it. And for every nice thing you say, I grow 1 more inch taller. So, please help me eventually grow to a size large enough to crush the country of America beneath my feet. And tweet about the show. Tell everyone you know. And until next time, remember, when life closes a door, there's often a window you can jimmy open. All right. Adeline.
Yeah.
You get to do a thing.
Yes. Sorry, I was just laughing, thinking about, Raiden and Adeline is like, what are those Muppets that sit up in the old man
Statler
Muppets?
and Waldorf?
Yes, Statler and Waldorf. Just sitting up in the wings, like, yelling at people. Yes. Who do I want to talk to? So many people.
There's so many people.
Well,
talk to your girlfriend's little boss. That'll be fun.
I was gonna say I kind of want to find out what Dauntless LaRue thinks of things. So Adeline, does Daria look at him at all?
A little bit. I think she's looking at him. He's not looking at her.
Yeah, Adeline sees Daria looking at him, and I think like winks and smiles, and kisses her on the cheek, and then goes to go see what is up with this scary man.
All right.
So who else at this table again? Is it just his squad?
No. So at Dauntless LaRue is up here. He is flanked on each side by Lantern's Light, the Koshaki, and the Koshaki bodyguard, mob dude, and Kingly Unbecoming, another mob dude. He's an orc.
Yes.
Also at his table are Nathaniel Cole, the first foreman of Revelation, the City of Invention, as well as Mr. Palm, and Miss Fist from the Marble Company.
Yes. Okay.
There is, I will say, one person who is not at a table, and that is this very nervous-looking white albino bugbear.
Yes. What's he? Who is that?
It's a lady bugbear. She is wearing a sort of very plain black robe, set of black robes, kind of looking around, kind of just staring at everybody and writing things in this big leather-bound book.
Oh yeah. Does she have do we know her name?
She was here before you came down. She actually was the first one down. She didn't want to miss anything.
Ooh.
Ooh. Well, note to self, that one next. But first, girlfriend's old boss. Okay, so Adeline sits down at the table and, I guess,
you can move your token.
Oh god, yeah, I can. I have so many, things up that it's, covering most of the map.
Yeah, no worries. It's fine. It's cool. I moved.
Thank you.
It's just for my brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sit next to that Koshiaki. She sits down and says, hello, Dauntless LaRue?
He, looks up at you. He's kind of, he looks annoyed. Sometimes he'll, look side-eye both of his bodyguards. He's annoyed that they're here. And he goes, yeah, right, you're the Titan.
Oh my god, you do a very good, Vinny voice.
Thank you.
She says, yes, I am one of the Titans. What is she gonna, because we kind of ruined our relationship with Galeria, so that's fun. Mm-hmm. Just small talk that she said, what brings Galeria to the gala?
Oh, that's a rubbing elbows question. Are you?
Yes.
Now? Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna roll it first. Dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
you can also use charming and open. You can also use your elf moves, your bard moves.
Oh shit! I have so many things I can do. Oh, well, she's not gonna be.
A bard is an information person. So this is definitely a place where you could thrive.
Metal Hurland. I scream at him. I don't think she's going to be charming and open with him because she doesn't want to speak frankly with him. Okay. So I still think rubbing elbows is pretty good.
Okay.
Also, custom moves.
Okay.
I just closed my sheet accidentally. I'm good at charisma, please.
Hey,
10.
That's a 10.
Yeah, so she comes up, she introduces herself, she's charming, and then she asks what Galeria is doing at the gala.
Galeria is doing at the gala.
Well, him specifically, but she phrases it like that.
Yeah. He kind of looks, and he's got his arms crossed, and he kind of makes that long face, almost a shrug, but with your face. He says,
"Oh, can I phrase it a little different? Can I say what here interests you instead of what are you doing here? Because I assume they're just here because they need to be represented. Yeah, no. So I would rather know what here interests him. So,
and he kind of gets a little bit of a grin there, and he leans forward and he crosses his fingers, and he's got these huge knuckles, the kind that you get from punching things. That's definitely something you notice about his hands as he folds them on the table. He says,
"Punching hands."
He's got punching hands. He says, "All right, so they're metal people, right? Argent. They work with metal. They do weapons. Weapons is kind of my whole thing. I would like to know what kind of weapons they're bringing today, this weekend."
On roll dice and cry.
Delightful.
Yeah. I want to know what sort of things we should be looking out for, or things that we could fold into our own military might as a sort of marine superpower.
Adeline, she's like, when you have to talk to a man who is boring and you pretend to be really interested. So she's like, oh yes, the military might of Galeria is, just flattering him basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the best, best.
Yeah, absolutely. who do you find suspicious? But she says, do you think there's any dangerous individuals here? I'm just a
fun question.
He lets out a bark of laughter, and he leans in and says, "Listen, I don't trust a single fucking person in this entire castle."
Jesus. Don't swear. It's a party.
Each of all these bastards between me that I got saddled with, right? These two.
That's...
And both of them roll their eyes. You want to look out for suspicious folks? You're going to need eyes on every side of your head.
I want him to talk shit about Daria.
She's not the first thing that he says, at least.
Yes. I don't know how to prompt him to talk shit about Daria. So
how about Daria?
Yeah.
What do you think of Daria?
I mean, she's fine. She made a bed. She's gonna lie in it. Right. Yeah, that kind of wiggles his eyebrows.
What?
Oh, damn. Calls out.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Damn, the gossip spreads in Galleria, huh?
Listen, she's been kicked out before. She came back. Maybe she'll come back this time. Maybe not.
Since he was gonna be rude, Adeline just smiles real politely and leans a little bit and says, like, I don't think so, and then leaves.
That works. All right, Ford.
Oh God. I want to talk to Kevin.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. Now that Adeline has left the table for a moment.
So, royal astronomer, huh?
I mean, royal is kind of not exactly. They're not royalty. They're in charge.
I know.
It's not like a royal line thing. Like they obviously, right? Because she wasn't born here.
Kev, I know.
Yes.
Kev.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's just saying a good job.
Yeah, I mean, and he leans in and he says, "What if she just gave me this job because she knew you were going to be here?"
Wait, when did you get this job?
I mean, a while ago, but she's so smart.
Look, Kevin, you were always a better academic than I was. And trust me, no one here knew I was going to do anything until recently.
Okay.
Can that count as pledging goodwill to another guest?
Or
does it have to be more specific?
It's gotta be like, I am giving you this oath, this favor, this honor.
I pledge that you're doing a good job.
No. I know I haven't been, the nicest person in the past, but...
Yeah, you're fine. I know I was a little bit, things got confrontational before, but I mean,
there's really no reason to punch someone over parallax. We both know that. Yeah. Just, if you need anything, any help while I'm here, he kind of like lightly punches Kevin in the shoulder because he doesn't know how to communicate with people. Just let me know.
And he kind of looks around and he leans in and he says, "I need you to meet me in the observatory tomorrow night."
Ooh.
Ford's eyebrows go up. All right.
Ooh.
Time for Ford
rendezvous.
to get busy.
I don't know if you've had There's stuff you need to know.
Yeah. About my feelings.
Physical feelings.
Okay. Yeah.
But you get a +2 on forward.
Awesome.
Are you saving that +2?
Yeah.
Okay. So bank
and
that.
then I look over to Skrillex and go, "Hey, fuck you." No, I'm joking.
He flips you off. Okay. He's like just angrily stabbing at his plate. He's got like noodles. All right. Radiant, Mr. Iyer.
All right. 2 reminders for other people, but mostly for myself. I can tell when people are lying, and I can speak any language. Just keeping that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah. What's an excuse for me to go talk to Chris Hemsworth?
He's hot.
He is hot.
He looks friendly. Radiant looks friendly.
Did we found something? Am I misremembering, or did the metamorphosis have something to do with like the crow shit?
No, they had nothing to do with the crow shit. Horst had a metamorphosis document.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one of Emerson's like thesis, like a treatise on using magic to like manipulate genetics.
Oh, okay.
And he was using the information in that he made like the bullet that way and the other monsters.
Okay, like chimeras. All right.
Yeah. They are they chimeras? I think they are chimeras. Mm-hmm. That's what they're called in universe.
Okay. I could investigate that. Just so happens to pick the nicest looking person over there. So yeah, I'm gonna move myself over to this table. And ooh.
So sitting at that table are the 3 metamorphosists. Mr. Emerson, Mr. Thoreau, and Miss Hawthorne, as well as Santana Fantastic, the representative of the Kaleidoscope Coalition and fashion designer.
Oh no!
And Ord, brickbinder of North Pillars.
Oh no! I just realized that he's here. Yeah. Fun. Excellent.
And he kind of gives you like a bony, he's a very thin old man. He gives like a hello.
Oh.
When you sit down.
Oh, the brickmiter?
Yeah.
Hey,
hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Oh, fantastic! I just love meeting the young people, getting out and seeing things outside of the structure.
Oh my god!
Redding just turns away.
Yeah. That's.
I only wish my son were alive.
No.
My good son never did anything wrong and was always nice to me and brought me soup.
My only boy.
My only boy who I miss so much, and now the world is my son, and I love everybody.
You guys are so
He was
mean.
my last remaining family. Here, I have a picture of him in my wallet. Several pictures of him, in fact. Here's one of him as a child playing with a puppy.
Here's one of him saving that puppy from a burning building. And here's one of him when he found a weird rock that made him do all the bad things that he wasn't responsible for.
Hang on. Whoa, hang on. He did that on his...
Here's a picture
here's one of him playing the cello.
Fuck. I don't want to talk to this cat now. I will talk to him later.
He's not a cat. He's a human man.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was a cat.
But if you turn away, he'll be like, okay, it'll keep eating the soup.
I think he's gonna. Oh god. Cast guidance to see who I should talk to. Okay. I'm gonna turn away for now.
It's fine. You have another turn after this. So
yeah, no, I want to talk to him later. Absolutely. No, I'll talk to him now. I'll talk to Chris Hemsworth later. I can contain myself. It's fine. Okay. Chris Hemsworth isn't going anywhere. Hopefully.
Probably not. Okay. So yeah, so for sure.
Yeah, I want to ask him some cues.
Okay. Rubbing elbows?
Yeah, let me open up this custom move. Charisma. Okay. I'm pretty good at that one.
Yeah, you're pretty good at that one.
Here we go. Now that I've jinxed it. Oh my god!
Oh my god, you did. You jinxed it.
You jinxed it. Oh god, you jinxed it.
I killed him so hard.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So I've actually this is one of the few dungeon removes that has a failure state built into it. On a failure, you have left yourself open. Commit a faux pas or answer the guest's next question truthfully.
I want that second one.
Okay. You have to answer this question truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, he looks at you and he says, "So you're one of the Titans. That's very impressive. I've heard stories about them. One of the original Titans was Zoliati, before the whole structure situation, but still the same country, the same island. I just would like to ask you, do you protect us too?"
Oh no! Oh my god. Radiant has to answer this truthfully. Like, for Radiant, not for the Titans in general.
I mean, sure.
Okay. Let me think about this for a second.
Yeah. Saving the world means saving all of it, right?
Yeah, he just... Personally, he's not into it. The Kashaki shit. Not the structure shit. He has to answer with the truth, but like, he can just say that, like, the Titans... I think he's gonna say the Titans will protect anyone who... What's a good neutral word?
Anyone who needs protecting.
He was gonna say... Because this is a failure, he's gonna say anyone who deserves protecting.
Oof.
And he looks at you, and he kind of... He's like an old man. He's kind of got like a friendly, like kind of grandpa thing, but he's not stupid. And he knows from the way that you said that you don't think he does. And he just kind of softly and sort of sadly says, "I just want you to remember that there are hardworking people, good people everywhere.
Including my son, who's dead."
He's not his son.
I know, we know that.
They're not related. Horst was an orphan. He worked his way up to that position from nothing.
Oh no! His orphanage burned down. That's even worse. The only survivors were him and the puppy he saved.
Yeah, he didn't save any of the people because they were supposed to.
They were already dead. They were already dead when he woke up. It was the smoke inhalation. It was the silent killer.
Mm. Anyway, but yeah, so he just kind of gives you that, and now more sadly turns back to his soup.
Oh no!
I've disappointed Grandpa.
Yeah.
Grandpa, no.
That's your round, though.
Perfect.
My apologies. Zara, it's your turn again.
Should we do an announcement since we went through everybody?
No. There's two rounds each, and then
an announcement.
Okay. I was going to talk to the Metamorphosis too. Is that cool, Radiant?
I mean,
or would you prefer?
I mean, are we going to get the same information? Is a thing?
It depends on who and who you talk to and which questions you ask. Like, you wanted to talk to Mr. Thoreau, who will have different answers than Mr. Emerson.
I definitely want to talk to Mr. Emerson at some point.
Yeah, Mr. Emerson is the leader. Mr. Thoreau is Chris Hemsworth.
I'm gonna talk to Mr. Emerson. I'm
right.
gonna talk to Mr. Emerson.
Because they have different perspectives. Is what
I also know Mr. Emerson, at least by reputation. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Zara.
Yeah, I walk up to him and I say, "Excuse me, are you Mr. Emerson?"
And he kind of like turns and looks and then looks down, and he's got this kind of like.
I hope that this Logano who just told me to watch out didn't see me go like, good point, and walk over to him.
I mean, you did it in front of her.
Of course she did.
She's mingling too. And he looks down and kind of smiles and he says, Yes, that is me. I am Mr. Emerson. Zara Fontaine, right?
You've heard of me?
Oh, of course. The maverick inventor pushing the boundaries of what is considered acceptable with the use of behemoth blood as a fuel source.
Yeah, that's on the mark, although the way you said it made it sound a lot. Well, never mind.
No. We have great respect for mavericks here in the Metamorphosists.
Oh, is that so?
Of course.
Well, I heard about you. I got a flyer about your organization in Galeria, and I guess I was wondering what you were all about.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that the literature that we disseminated probably gave you the gist, but and he smiles and he says, "You know what? Keep an eye on the bottom of your door tonight, and maybe you'll get some information on how to really understand what we're all about."
Oof. Zara joins a cult.
I'll rub elbows with him.
Okay.
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
I will answer this guest's next question truthfully.
All right. Nobody's committing any faux pas yet. Good on you.
I committed a faux pas, kind of.
Kind of.
I did both.
And he looks at you and he kind of says, "You know, I am so taken, so thoroughly pleased that the young people, the next generation, are so much more open-minded than my own. Tell me, Miss Fontaine, how far are you willing to go in the pursuit of knowledge?"
Well, I touched a shiny rock.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that progress is often... Emily doesn't believe this. Progress is often apolitical. It marches forward no matter what you do. So, the way I see it, there's really not much point in putting up boundaries.
His smile widens and he says, "I think, Miss Fontaine, we are going to get along very well."